This episode is sponsored by the Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. August entertainment includes the $1 million Charlestown Classic Race and Festival. Enjoy live racing, live entertainment, food trucks, and more. Fun for the whole family. Details at HollywoodCasinoCharlestown.com. Must be 21 to enter the casino floor and attend a show. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to the newest episode of Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. I'm your host, Jason Fraley, picking the brains of the top filmmakers, musicians, and artists of our time. Husband and wife duo The War and Treaty returns home to DC to perform at the Hamilton this Thursday. They join me to discuss their DC roots before falling in love, getting married, raising a son, and launching a Grammy-nominated music career, including a nod for Best New Artist earlier this year. Hey, Michael and Tanya Trotter. Hey, thanks so much for joining us on WTOP.
Hi, how are you?
What's up, Jay?
It's so cool to talk to you. Of course, the War and Treaty, they're coming to the Hamilton live here in DC on August 22nd. Now, Tanya, I know you're from DC originally, right? Didn't you? And you went to Morgan State University near in this area, sang in the choir, right? So this is like it's like a homecoming for you.
It's always a homecoming. I wish we were just there with with our family and everything. So it's always wonderful to be able to come back home and and see family, but to see fans too. So it's very exciting.
Awesome. Yeah. So you all does the hometown crew always come out and show tons of love every time you all swing back through this area?
Yeah, family does. This is our first time coming home and to such a big crowd. We're very excited about that because we've played a lot of places, but haven't really had an opportunity to even play Maryland. I don't think we've done a show in Maryland.
Really?
But DC, we haven't done a lot there. So we're very excited to be able to come home.
Oh, well, you picked a good spot to do it. The Hamilton's a really cool. I don't know if you've ever played there before, but you like go down this. It's like a nice fancy restaurant up top, and you go down the stairs to the basement level, and it's this really cool intimate vibe. They host the Grammys on the Hill event there every year, so there's some big acts that have played the intimate spot there. You're gonna love it.
Yeah, we've done the Grammys on the Hill there, and we really love that event. So we're excited to come back, with our show.
Oh, so you have done it. Okay, cool. But that's like a private event. Yeah. This is like, folks, you can buy tickets, everybody. People can come check out War and Treaty. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be great. Awesome. Well, we sort of set your backstory, Tanya, growing up in this area. But Michael, what were you doing during that time? Are you from Michigan or where are you from?
Well, I don't want to impose or impede on Tanya's thunder here, but I moved to Washington, D.C. in 1996, and I went to Shaw Junior High School, one of the greatest marching bands of all time during that moment, under the direction of Dr. Hoover. So, I don't like to really share that because I've lived in more places than Tanya has, and D.C., is one of those places. Those are my ties to Washington, D.C. I moved there in 1996. In fact, I was the 1996 D.C. Future Fest singing competition winner that the mayor put on at that time.
This is fantastic. I had no idea that you also had D.C. ties. That's awesome.
We'll claim them. We'll claim them.
Grandfathered in now. Where are you from originally before you came to D.C., Michael?
Originally, I was actually born in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay. Not too far. And, all right.
But the Michigan portion of the story comes when I got married. Me and my beautiful bride, Tanya, we actually moved to Michigan, Albion, Michigan, where that's where all of the claimant rights come from.
Gotcha. That's when like War and Treaty really started going. But even before that, I want to know. I want to know how you two met, though. Was it in DC? Like, and you've probably told it a million times, but it's always our listeners love. Like we had Tedeschi Trucks on, Susan and Derek, and found out how how they met and fell in love. So I know you've probably told it before, but it's gold for the radio. How did you all meet?
Yeah, we met I was doing a back to school event for kids in Laurel, Maryland. So we met right out there on Laurel Lakes. Perfect. And it's like a field out there. Yeah, it was great.
Oh.
The first song we ever wrote together was "Making a Baby." That's our biggest #1 hit. Legend Michael Trotter.
That's awesome. All right, so then you make your way to Michigan, and I know you were Trotter and Blount originally, the first original title around 2016, but around 2017-ish, you changed the name. How'd you come up with War and Treaty? Because to me, it's brilliant. Because you got the war, you got the battle, but then you solve it in peacetime with the treaty, all in one name.
That's exactly
there it is. You got it.
We got it. We came up with it arguing. We were arguing about changing the name.
Yeah.
Really? You were arguing, and then you made a treaty to yourself, and that was the name.
Yeah. That's it.
And the treaty was, we won't do that again.
Yeah, that's it. We won't change the name again.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love it. All right. And then, of course, that first album, Healing Tide, comes out in 2018. Love the title track, all that. You get what? Emerging Artist of the Year at the Americana Music Awards. How big of an honor was it to get recognized like that off of the very first album?
It's crazy because the year before, the year before, we went to the award show and we didn't have anything. We didn't have any money. We were like broke, sitting in the audience. Someone had given us tickets and we looked at each other, holding each other's hands. And we were like, man, do you think one day we could actually be on this stage? And it happened for us. And so when we ended up winning the award, we were like crying like a baby. Yeah, I was crying like a baby.
It was so stepping foot in the first time ever stepping foot in the Ryman.
Yeah, it was crazy. So
that was in the legendary Ryman down in Nashville?
Yeah, yep.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, so you're Emerging Artist of the Year in the Americana realm, and then I guess Folk Alliance International also calls you Artist of the Year around maybe the next year or something. So I guess the second album, Heartstown, comes out in 2012. You do the one duet with Emmylou Harris. You also tell me about 5 More Minutes. That's one of your most famous tracks, but which one of you two can claim they came up with the seeds of that first, or was it a collab?
Oh, that's Michael. But the story is derived from an experience we had together, in Michigan. And Michael can tell you because it's his story to share.
It's just that's a tough one. But I thought my wife would.
Well, I can share it.
Get me through that.
We were having a really tough time, and if people have been following us or don't know our story, Michael has served our country. He's a wounded warrior. He served 2 tours in Iraq. And he came home, as most of the soldiers do that serve war, not having visible scars, but we soon found out that he had PTSD, and he was having a really combat PTSD, which is very different from normal PTSD. And he was having a very hard time this one day. And I kind of just had been watching him because when we were in Maryland, thanks to Maryland, and shout out to Barbara Mikowski for helping us out, we ended up getting services at the VA in Maryland, and he was going through therapy. And when we went to Michigan, he started therapy again. And one day at home, he was just having a hard time. And I noticed that he wasn't himself, the normal self that he would wake up as. And I looked at him and I was like, I know what your plan is. I know really what's going on with you today. And I really think you need to give yourself some time. Give me 5 more minutes to just change your mind for whatever it is I think you're going through. And at that time, I didn't know that he was contemplating suicide. I just know that it was a hard day for him. And it was a harder day than he'd ever, I hadn't seen in a long time. And he gave himself 5 more minutes. Not only did he give me 5 more minutes, he's given himself 5 more minutes. And this story has changed a lot of people's lives. And as he would say, he's still living in that 5 more minutes, so that's how that story derived. When people hear it, it's an upbeat, up-tempo song, and they don't really know what that message is, but that's what that song came from. And it is really, we've gotten stories in our inboxes that shows how it's really changed people's lives. So
the melody is the actual outcome.
Yeah.
Right. Now it's all happy and it's all joy and it's all sunny. Mm-hmm. But that's what 5 More Minutes came from.
Yep.
Wow, I have goosebumps hearing the backstory of that, and thank you for your service. So, like you and so many, brave folks, that whole post 9/11 era. So many of you went and served, and we owe you so much. So, thank you so much. But I'm so glad that you found a way to work that out through a song, and now it's sort of happy memories. Hopefully, helping other people, saving other lives. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That's so cool. All right. Well, I know we're sort of up against the clock, but we have to let's round it out and hit Lover's Game, the third album. You know, so many people, love so many songs off of off of that one. That's How Love Was Made was big. Blank Page, I guess, gets you Grammy nominated for American Roots song. You get nominated for Best New Artist alongside Ice Spice and Jelly Roll and Victoria Monet, who won. But yeah, like that is now you're like double Grammy nominated. We can plaster that for the rest of your career. But just how much did that album mean to you guys?
That album meant a lot. It was our first time doing a collaboration with our friend Dave Cobb. That album afforded us into rooms and conversations that we only dreamed of, and we're so honored about that album, and so cool that everybody's hitting us up about the songs. And it also put us in a room where we could be discovered by Zach Bryan and then get this collaboration of Hey Driver. That's been awesome. We've collaborated with Wilder Woods with Be Yourself, Nate Smith with Make It With You. There's a quick tease. We've got a collab coming out with Breland. We've been in writing rooms with Miranda Lambert. It's just been a wonderful time for us. And it's been a wonderful time in country music to be able to be accepted and embraced as country music artists, country music stars. And
hell yeah,
it's just been really fun, really cool.
Yeah, I believe the historic. Don't you have the distinction of the first Black duo nominated for Duo of the Year at CMAs and the ACMs? You guys are breaking glass ceilings right and left. It's fantastic. It's awesome.
The cool thing is we're the first Black married duo nominated in the People's Country Choice Awards, in the CMA, ACMs, but we're the first winners in Americana. That's something that we don't talk about often.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a Black husband-wife duo to win Emerging Artist. I don't even think there's been any nominated. So
you're going to inspire so many other husbands and wives to paving the way. Hopefully many more to come. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope so.
We hope so. Yeah, we definitely hope so. And it's just been really an honor to do it and to see the reception from the fans and country music. It's everything is changing all around us as very fast. The internet's changing, country music is changing, Americana's changing, and we're just happy to be a part of the journey and a part of the people who are setting trends and changing the genres.
Yep.
Well, I love it, and the fact you're doing it stemming your roots from this area, both of you, it makes it even sweeter for us here. We're all proud of you here in DC. Final seconds.
Thank you.
Final seconds. Is there a biopic in the works? Is there going to be? I know you did Sister Act 2 early in your career, but is there a biopic about you two getting made in Hollywood? What's the buzz on that?
Yeah. Yep, it is.
We can't say any more than just yep. Yep, that's happening.
Yeah, but that's happening.
I'll say this much. I'll tell you this much. Within 4 weeks now, we should be going into casting.
Oh, that's fantastic. So you don't even know. Yeah. You don't even know who's going to play you yet. It's still to be TBD.
Not yet.
That is so exciting. Well, everyone stay tuned for that. But first, check out The War and Treaty coming to the Hamilton here in DC on August 22nd. You don't want to miss it. It's sort of a homecoming for both of you. So everybody get your tickets. We love you. We appreciate you. Thanks for joining us on WTOP in DC.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We can't wait to see you.
All right. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much for listening to Beyond the Fame with Jason Fraley. Our theme music is Scott Buckley's Clarion. Remember to give us a 5-star rating if you like what you hear. We'll see you next time.